Hey guys, and welcome to the channel, and welcome to the final week of the Ultimate TRX4 Sport Build-Off presented by D&D Sports. This is the series where Ben from Buy It, Break It, Fix It and I went head-to-head on weekly challenges and competed with our modded TRX4 Sports. Week 1 brought you the Plank Challenge. Team Red was able to score 51 degrees and easily come out with the victory. Week 2 was a lot tougher, really struggled in the mud pit. Motor kept seizing out on me and I kept getting stuck, so I tried my attempts at the Hill Challenge. Overall rough day, could not get that hill to work out for me, and total fail. So Team Blue took week 2. So everything was tied going into last week. Last week was the trailing and crawling portion. And it was close. Team Blue did an incredible job. Things were really tight between the two, and we had to rely on the subscribers to vote. So after tallying up all the votes, Team Red came out on top. Thank you guys so much for the support. Go Team Red. But honestly, there's no winners or losers in this competition. Ben and I both had a blast doing this series. And I know we both appreciate all the support we received while filming this. So my overall thoughts on the TRX4 Sport, I beat this thing to a pulp. I ran it hard through different conditions, it took some serious spills, and through it all, I had no major problems. Now if you notice, I did switch out the wheels and tires. I didn't necessarily have an issue with these wheels or tires, I just forgot to seal them up. So they ended up filling up with water. And I've been working on these things for a few days, trying to get all the water out of them, and they still are loaded. The foams are just so loaded with water. But if you would take the time, seal them up properly, these are great tires. I had no issues, good traction. Overall, very impressed with them. I thought the lights, everything else looked amazing. No failures, everything worked great. I wish the rear lights came with a template. I could have did a cleaner job on getting these installed. But either way, they did go on. No big deal. Hacked it up just a little bit without that template. The mirrors, snorkel, everything else stayed on. And I rubbed the side of rocks. I really flipped this thing over. And everything stayed on good, nice and durable. This truck was really dirty. I spent some time cleaning everything up. Used the simple window cleaner to get the shine back on it. On the inside, the ESC held up. No issues with the ESC whatsoever. Used Traxxas batteries and everything worked out great. I did put in a new motor. My original motor got really beat up with that mud and everything. So in between last week's video and this week's video, I did change out the motor. The other one still worked, but I figured I might as well change it out while I had a second to do so. I ripped everything out of this car. I ripped the transmission apart to make sure that the gears were good. The teeth were perfect, no problems whatsoever. Put some fresh grease in there, but there still was the original grease in, so no issues there. I ripped apart all 4 portals, made sure everything was good. Again, no issues. The rear diff, everything was great. No problems, put a fresh pack of grease in there, but overall everything was great. Drive shafts, links, no issues whatsoever. And the only area of concern was just in the front pumpkin. It was dry, there was no grease in there, and there was some water in there. No big deal, doing regular maintenance. I put some fresh grease in there, packed everything real good, and I really don't see any issues. I had this thing submerged quite a few times between the mud, between just the water in the mountains, and you have to expect things like that to happen. Some of the screws showed some sign of rust, but I used WD-40 throughout. Got everything cleaned up real nice. It almost looks like a brand new chassis. One of the things I was really curious to see how it worked out was the servo. This is the Traxxas, the 400-ounce servo, and it worked great. I had no issues whatsoever. It was quiet, plenty of power to get me through different obstacles. It held up whether I was going through snow, water, what have you. It held up great. They're a little costly, but guess what? So is a Savox, and this thing performed great. This servo paired with the BEC, never had any issues, no brownouts, the motor never cut out. All the lights stayed on, no flickering. Great combination. Very pleased with the shocks too. I've always kind of liked these shocks, but this really proved how much I like. Aluminum bodied, and all I had to do was clean them up, put some fresh shock oil in there. These things are good to go. Everything is nice and smooth, and for everything I put this truck through, I'm very happy with how it held up. Big thanks to D&D Sports for making all this possible. Make sure you go check those guys out. They're going to be giving away $100 towards your Traxxas upgrades. Big thanks to Buy It, Break It, Fix It for being a part of this series with me. I had a blast collaborating with him, coming up with the different ways we were going to shoot the videos, and just had a lot of fun working with him. I think him and I put on a great series for YouTube, and I am very proud of what we did over the past 5 weeks. Alright guys, so that's about it. If you liked what you saw, please click that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and have a great day. Thanks for all the support. Go Team Red.